Kanye West and Kim Kardashian, hidden secrets exposed by their former bodyguard. Welcome back to Binge-Worthy Network. Kanye West and Kim Kardashian were just exposed by their bodyguard. Here are all the shocking claims their former security guard let slip. But before we jump in, hit that like and subscribe button if you love the Kardashian-West family and want to get all the newest updates about the Hollywood celebrities. When it comes to Hollywood A-list mega couples, only a few can come close to Kim Kardashian and Kanye West. The celebrity couple first got together in 2012, and ever since their romance became public, they have been dominant figures in the entertainment industry. And with extreme fame and popularity comes the need for extra security and proper protection. While it's not unusual for celebrities to travel with their private bodyguards, Kim and Kanye are notorious for their overprotective ways. Ever since Kardashian was robbed at gunpoint in 2016, the Hollywood couple takes their safety very seriously, and that's why the parents of four have 24/7 protection on a daily basis. And recently, one of their former bodyguards came forward with some serious allegations. From calling Kanye rude to comparing him to other celebrities, here is how the security guard exposed Kanye West and Kim Kardashian. Steve Stanulus is a former NYPD police officer who recently made a career change. For the last couple of years, the New York native has been the private security guard for many Hollywood A-listers, including Kanye West, Cameron Diaz, Robert Downey Jr., and even Leonardo DiCaprio. And while Steve remembers other celebrities very fondly, he has a lot to say about the Flashing Lights rapper. In May of 2020, Steve was invited to the Hollywood Raw podcast, where he touched base on his career protecting Hollywood celebrities. When the interviewer asked Stanulus who was the worst celebrity he had worked with, Steve quickly replied with Kanye West. According to the rapper's former bodyguard, the father of four was not very pleasant to work with. As most of you know, Kanye West loves to create rules and restrictions for people around him, including his own wife, Kim Kardashian, and security guards are no different. According to the bodyguard, Kanye had set a few different rules all security men had to follow. One rule that was exposed by the former NYPD officer was how Kanye demanded the guards walk 10 paces behind him. But when the security men explained how that would get in the way of his protection, the rapper just got mad and started yelling at his employees. He wanted you to stay 10 paces behind him on a city street, so obviously, if someone is gonna come up and do something, by the time I run up and try to prevent it, it would have already happened. And so even though Steve was trying to protect Kanye, the rapper did not see it that way. But that's not the only rule Steve let slip during the Hollywood Raw podcast. According to Kanye's former employee, the rapper became really angry when no one on his team pressed the button on the elevator. As the security men did not know which floor to go up to, they did not understand why the rapper was so angry. But thanks to Steve and his 1, 2, 3 option, Kanye West finally caved in. Here's what the New York native had to say about the bizarre elevator incident. Oh, and let us not forget to mention, this was the first time Kanye and Steve met. So he's ranting and raving, so I said, look bro, we can do this one of 3 ways. 1, you can tell me what button to press, and now I'll know. 2, you could press the button, and I'll see which one you press, so I'll know. Or 3, you can sit in here all day and tell me how important your time is, and we're not going to go anywhere. Again, that was our first interaction. It happened numerous times. I went for the 1, 2, 3s. He always went for the first option. Yikes. Even for Kanye, this elevator stunt was too unusual and bizarre. But Steve does not stop there. The Yeezy designer's former employee continued to bash and expose the artist, and this time he dragged Kim Kardashian West as well. Those of you who have been following the Kardashian-Jenner sisters for a while might know how the sisters are always getting papped. Whether it's a private holiday vacation or a Sunday brunch with friends, eager paparazzi always seem to catch the ladies at their best. And while some think photographers appearing at cafes is just a coincidence, others have suspected that it's the Kardashian-Jenner sisters who actually call the paparazzi up. And according to Steve, that theory is the truth. In the podcast, the former NYPD officer went on to expose the reality TV stars and their habit of calling up photographers and paparazzi for those Instagram-worthy pictures. There's no way every time they're leaving, all these people know about it. There's definitely somebody calling ahead. That's just my opinion, said Steve. Kanye's former security guard also took a dig at the rapper and his clear shot rule. According to the bodyguard, no one is allowed to stand in front of Kanye or Kim. If someone is standing in front of the stars, it blocks the paparazzi from capturing the perfect picture. He got mad at me for being in his shot. So I'm like, are you serious? I don't know who's who. If it's somebody I don't recognize, I don't know what your intentions are. So technically, I'm supposed to walk in front of you to make sure you're okay. But Wes got mad at me for being in his shot. Like, are you serious? He was worried about me being in his shot, for either a TMZ video or Daily Mail or whatever. Instead of saying thank you, he was mad at me for being in his shot. We don't have to be best friends, but if I'm there to protect you, if something happens and in some sort of way I get hurt, or you're expecting me to do something like jump in front of you, you've got to have some level of respect. You can't look at those guys as beneath you because, they're the first effing guys you're gonna look for when something happens. So, what comes around goes around, said Steve. And so, even though the professional security guard tried to explain why it's important to stand in front, the rapper still demanded that no one block his way. While these claims may seem a bit unbelievable to most, it's something that Kanye West would say. After all, the Kardashian-Jenner sisters, including Kanye West, are considered to be some of the most vain and self-obsessed personalities in Hollywood. As they are obsessed with social media figures and followings, we shouldn't be surprised to hear that these A-listers will do anything for those perfect paparazzi pictures that don't include security guards blocking their way. And finally, Steve Stanulus made sure to name Kanye West as the moodiest and neediest celebrity he has ever worked with. And compared to other Hollywood A-listers, we can definitely say that Kanye received the worst description. According to Steve, Leonardo DiCaprio is the nicest celebrity, Tobey Maguire is the kindest, while Robert Downey Jr. is the biggest partier. As you can imagine, this shocking podcast made waves on social media, but what made this whole expose even more interesting is the fact that Kim and Kanye responded. A spokesperson for the Hollywood couple soon came out with a statement bashing Steve and his ridiculous allegations. The West family will no longer tolerate the spreading and selling of fake stories in a desperate, transparent, and shameless attempt for publicity at their expense. This sad, parasitic maniac has violated every basic human tenet of decency with his story of lies. As such, the West will explore all legal means at their disposal to silence this nonsense. And while Steve himself tried to sue the parents of four for defamation of character, the Bodyguard realized the lawsuit would take a long time. He didn't want to be harassed online by diehard West fans, and that's why Kanye's former bodyguard just let things go. And even though the statement from Kim and Kanye's representative touched base on suing Stanulus, no official lawsuits have been filed. And just like that, both the former bodyguard and the Hollywood couple forgot this podcast and these allegations ever existed. But what do you think? Do you believe what Steve Stanulus said about Kanye and Kim? Do you think the rapper can be a bit chaotic at times? Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe and give us a like. And don't forget to turn on your post notifications and share this video with your friends. Goodbye, everyone.